Hi everyone, Scorp here. Trying to go over another type of deck overview, just for something to think about. This is a very similar deck to one Clovis put together for his challenge playthrough for cheapest deck cost. This deck is slightly more expensive, but it's not much. 600 deck cost is extremely low, so you can absolutely take out 3 of the equips that I'll point out later on for Ruryokus, just to make this deck actually, you know, close to the probably 1,000 deck cost meta that you'd have in this game. I think you'd want to, if you were doing PvP, I think you'd want to cap deck cost at like 1,000 or something, just so people actually have building considerations. So you can't just throw in 3 Ruryokus and 3 Mirror Forces and just win every single game with those cards. So I put this together as a plant deck. There's no point to go with a low-level deck leader for plants because they only get LP recovery, and 50 life points a turn is basically nothing. Although it is fun in the base game to use Nuatori and Frog the Jam and a bad reaction to Symmetry to make Dark Plant kill itself. It's about the only thing that I could say this is useful for. So I would rather have the 500 points for increased strength instead of the 100. Then we get into the creatures. Temple of Skulls, as always, this is a tech slot. Put whatever you want here. This could be another Reign of Mercy if you want. This could be a magic neutralizing field. I wouldn't use an MNF in this deck because this deck uses a lot of buffs. So you're going to mostly hit your own stuff. You could even throw a Dark Hole here if you wanted. After that, back to the core, I use a lot of Green Kappas and Eye Armors in my decks because these things are absolutely broken. As I have stated in a comment, this thing should probably be 55 deck cost, and even then I don't think it's balanced. I would probably throw this thing closer to 90 deck cost, and then you might not see 3 of each of these in every single person's deck. So these things are way too good. And unfortunately, they're so good that they just end up in basically every deck I ever build. Next up, 3 Karibos. These are fusion fodder. 3 Monster Eyes. These are also fusion fodder. 3 Wretched Ghost of the Attic. They are also fusion fodder. This is a relatively monster-heavy list. You could take out a couple of some of these if you wanted to get rid of some of your fusions and add more equips or add more spells. Next up, 3 Man-Eaters. This has great synergy with a forest field that we'll play later. I like 3 of these just because they have a semi-useful effect and they are plant for the fusion. They fuse into Rose Spectre of Dun with the Fiends. Ancient Tree, I hate traps. Some trap hate. You could also change that other card into another one of these if you wanted to. This also works for fusions. Next up, 3 Laughing Flower. Sometimes this effect just kind of wins duels. Sometimes you can just crash this into some big thing your opponent has, and then use that thing to lethal your opponent. Doesn't come up often, but hey, it's one of your best choices for fusion fodder, so figured I'd use that. 3 Griggles, they're cheap. 3 Forests. We need forest terrain, and the biggest problem we're going to have with this deck is Wasteland hurts plants, so we need to be able to change the field. 1 Reign of Mercy, it's all I could really fit, and I also don't really like cards like this because they're too slow, although it is a very good card. You could easily remove like a plant or something for another one if you wanted. Next up, 3 Vile Germs. This is a plant deck. We're going to buff our plants. 3 Electro Whips. Rose Spectre is a female. These 3 could be Ruryokus. They definitely, if you were playing it trying to stay under 1,000 deck cost, these could easily be turned into Ruryokus and you'd still have room to grow. 3 Malevolent Meddlers, they buff females and fiends, just in case you have an absolute emergency and have to buff up a Kuriboh, you can buff up a Kuriboh. And then a Goblin Fan just for some Ruryoku hate, because Ruryoku's so broken that you might as well just run a 1-of to counter it. Also, the Reign of Mercy could easily be Soul of the Pure, if you need some healing. So we're going to go ahead and take this deck. First I want to go against Kaiba, take on some dragons with plants. If you guys know why, you know why. If not, you'll see why. Let's see here. Decent opening hand. We'll just use this with this. And for 1 star, we made a 3,000 attack beat stick. It's pretty good. We'll make it a 3,500 beat stick. If I'd checked my hand in the opposite order, I would have played both of those equips on that. Oh, he played a light, probably a light warrior. Again, just gonna make my beat stick bigger. And this is why we play Forest. This thing is as strong as an ultimate, and can move 2 spaces and lethal a person. Didn't even get to show off the one-sided, I believe it's Destruction of, or no, it's Spellbinding of Dragons, I believe. I don't know why I bother. We'll go down and play somebody that is going to actually play a dragon into us. Bakura. The original plant player. Also, if you wanted to reduce the deck cost of this deck, take out the Forest, change him to Call of the Haunteds. What else can you do? You can put in Curse Breakers over some of the other cards. Take out the Tech card, take out Goblin Fan, although I probably would still keep Goblin Fan. But yeah, this is just my opinion, is there's plenty of tech cards you can just choose to use or not use. And you can lower the cost of the deck dramatically by not using them. Okay. And it's permanently Spellbind Dragons, which is really, really good. Just gonna make this one a little bigger. To put it mildly, permanently spellbinding all of your opponent's creatures is really, really good. Also, these are darks, so they don't have problems against pyros. They have problems against winds, I believe. Just gonna dump Temple over the Skulls, because it's not going to be useful in this matchup. What could this possibly have been? And Nails of Bane, right? This duel is going to be over very quickly because of that forest. Clear this out of the way. And bam! And he's not dead yet, so we'll just go ahead and finish him off. Oh wow, he played a B-Skull. It's a shame he ran into a plant deck that just doesn't care. So yeah, plants have this great ability to just turn off certain archetypes. It's kind of a shame. I mean, this is one of the reasons that Dragon decks would never really be the top meta. It's also a good counter to Thunder decks, I believe. But let's see how good it is against Shizu. Guys, my opponent's playing cards, I'm scared. No, it's not a great counter to Thunders, never mind. Just reading an old guide that's incorrect. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Good thing she's dead. Yeah, she's dead. Yeah, plants wouldn't be that great. I thought they, so I'm reading an old guide that says, they destroy thunders. If anyone knows what they destroy, comment it down below, please. How about everyone else? I completely forget what they destroy, so... it would be nice if they'd, had the one-sided destruction of thunders. That would, make it so that you could actually, you know, have a counter to them. And then one last duel here. Let's see here. This guy, Zara, should be pretty fine to go against. This guy could definitely take a duel off of you as a plant player. He is strong, but if you draw Forest, he kind of has issues. I'm gonna just activate this. Tremendous fire me, bro. Perfect. Again, I'm not playing healing, so something that I have to keep in mind. Oh. Well, we won the game. No. How do you play to the left? Or to the right over there? Let's see here. There. I win by 500? Or more? Or a lot more? Yeah, this is why you don't attack right outside of your leader range into a creature that, into that creature, and then I'm going to finish him with the powered up Rose Factor. Also, if you wanted to, you could technically remove the eye armors and green kappas for more spells and traps if you wanted to. So there's a whole bunch of options you can do with decks like this. This is just how I would build a plant deck because it's really fast. But oh, it looks like we have time for at least another duel. That was really quick. Also, you could definitely slot in a Labyrinth Breaker into a deck like this. That'd be quite good. I kind of want to have a little fun with this. Oh, looks like I'm gonna already have some fun with this. Never mind. Also, remember, in an absolute emergency, this deck can make Pumpkin if you have that Temple of the Skulls. Oops, I did that order wrong. Whoops. Oh well. Nothing of real value is lost. So, this is why Maneater's good. It's just one more thing you kind of have to play around. And just making one more thing that somebody has to play around is usually just good enough. So, this is one of the reasons that you also bring Laughing Flower? Easy 2100. Now that bird face is probably going to attack. Actually, no, bird face always goes to defense. If it had attacked the Laughing Flower, I just killed her. It's hard for Mai to get to 3,500 that easily, so... Without her getting set up on Harpy's Pet Dragon. She definitely can do it. Just finish this next turn. Put ourselves in a place where we can't lose. And this is a plant deck. It does about what it says on the tin. Brings out Roast Vectors and brings them out quick. And does a bunch of equipping things. Actually, let's just... we still have a couple minutes. Let's show Riryoku's. Because those are always nice and broken. Oh, actually what I should have done. Just go to the bottom. Because they're easy to find since they're 99 deck cost. I don't know. Should we go against? Heat sounds fun. Do watch out for this deck against like a Pyro. We're gonna dump one Karibo just so that I have a better chance of drawing a plant. I don't want to brick too hard. Oh, we drew it. Do you remember this guy can actually play something that is at least close to this? He could play a Metal Zoa here with an equip. Well, he played the Metal Zoa without an equip. Regardless of what happens, I'm playing that card to my right. Oops. Well. He doesn't seem to have an equip in his hand. Put this over here, put this behind it. He shouldn't have the summoning power to really do anything about this. I guess I could have played Monster Eye and seen what he had face down, and then been very confident about this attack. But regardless, it doesn't matter. This duel's over. Turns out summoning 2500 attack beat sticks for one summoning power repeatedly is pretty good, so... And having the ability to equip them as much as you want. Definitely goes a long way. So I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.